Hey, y'all. I am your girl, Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where we talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. And tonight, I got one of my favorites. I got unapologetic real talk, and we all know and love her as Lady D. How are you doing, Lady D?
I am doing great. Can you hear me good?
Oh, yes. You sound
Okay,
real
okay,
nice.
okay. Because I rigged this mic up, man. I broke it, so I'm just waiting for a new something to come in, okay? But yes, I am so excited. I am so glad to be here. It's never a dull moment when I'm with my favorite misbehaving, okay?
Look, oh God, I was trying to do some things behind the scene, and I said, you know what? It's now or never. It's now or never. And when you are speaking from the heart, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So,
Absolutely.
I'm going to go down the line and I want to say hello to everyone. Well, first up is you greeting everyone. Unapologetic
Yes,
Real Talk said,
yes.
welcome everyone to Misbehaving Live. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And then we got one of the best
Yes,
moderators here
yes,
on the
yes.
YouTube streets. Country Girl Queena. She said, good evening, misbehaving and regulators. And let's not forget the truth tellers. Let's not forget the truth tellers, because y'all gonna always represent for your goddess.
Yes,
Davita
yes.
James says, hey everyone. Hey Davita Jane. How are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you guys, uh-oh, wait a minute. This is somebody I've never seen. Jackie
Yes.
Ogburn. Hello, Jackie Ogburn. You said, aren't you tired of being used and abused by the Republicans? That's why we will always stay in the back. Well, baby, if you keep hanging with those demon rats, you ain't got no choice but to stay in the back. But I love that you are unafraid to voice your opinion. Now, with me and Lady D, we're going to talk a little bit, but I'll drop the link again. I think it's pinned down there. I mean, you can come up and voice your concerns because, baby, all opinions are value. Because, honey, we've been
Absolutely.
voting. Have we not? I know I've been voting for the demon rats since the age of 18. And honey, ain't nothing changed. They've given us empty promises. And the Republicans aren't using me yet, Jackie. They haven't hit my Cash App. And speaking of my Cash App, there it is right there. So if one of them demon rats, because that's what they are, demonic, they are the face of debauchery. They are the face of everything that is detrimental to the black community. They do not like black people. We already know the Republicans don't like us. We already know that, baby. They have never made it a secret. They let us know. But those demon rats, boy, they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place.
Wow.
Them old thieves. So did you see, let me do this little disclaimer really quick. Because I have a feeling we are about to have some fun. And Lady D, I don't even know how to put us to the side so I can read my thing, but I have to read this fair use because it's not even 10 minutes in, and I don't even care, baby. I don't even care. I hope, I hope I can see it. Fair use. In good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non copyrighted images from the public domain and the web for non commercial and non profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author has neither monetized this work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. We ain't finna read the rest of that. We finna have some fun. Cause y'all know what it is as long as I put it up there. So come on, Lady D. Come on, Lady D. What you feeling? What you feeling? What you gotta say?
Girl, look, I'm just gonna follow your lead, because enough is enough. And I think this right here, and I've been talking about it so many times that this is more of a woke generation where they're not gonna do the same things that their parents, their grandparents, they have a mind of their own, so they see, they don't see any changes, they see people coming and selling them hope, but they don't even see that, so like I said, is enough is enough. That's exactly how I look at it.
Well, you know, before we get into the meat and potatoes of some of this politics, but I find it ironic that there are clips floating around of Vice President Kamala Chameleon Harris talking about how you cook greens. The only thing they didn't ask her is what type of greens she cooked, but the sister said she put the greens in the tub and she cooked them with bacon. I
Now
ain't
you know
never
that's
known nobody.
nasty. That is so nasty. You can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Because I
ma'am.
made a mistake and hit the mic.
I can hear you.
I
Go
hope I
ahead,
don't have
keep
problems with
talking.
the mic.
Uh-uh.
But yeah,
I hear
yeah,
you.
I couldn't hear you at first because I hit the mic. But yeah, I made a little short about that, when she said, she washes her greens in the tub. Now, who the heck that going to wash food this where you take a shower in, washing your nasty, what, and then you're gonna wash your greens and serve it to the people. Make it make sense.
Well, I don't want to offend nobody, but she is Indian. She's from India.
My God. You might have a point right there because did you see, some of the little videos, the little clips that they be showing when Indian, how these people be sitting there, when they sell the street food, and I mean, some of that stuff just make you want to just gag, So I don't know. It's just so much stuff that is going on. And I'm just so glad that, we have a mind of our own.
Exactly. And I'm going back and forth. I have a little visitor in the room, so that's why I keep muting it. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to vote for it as long as I get something in return. No reparations, no vote. They gave something specifically to other groups, so why not give something specifically for Black Americans? I mean, pay me for my pain. Pay me for my pain.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That's what this younger generation is saying, And the thing about it, I don't know if you saw on my community tab this morning where I had posts where, she's coming out with some of her economic plans, saying that, how she's going to give $25,000, to homeowners, but they have to, made sure that they kept up at least 2 years when it comes to paying rent. And right there, that's just a loophole. You know how they always put those loopholes, always put something that's just going to keep us from getting that loans, but all the while other people going to grab. So I want to know, would that still when it comes to immigrants, will they come in and you don't have to worry about, doing any credit checks or, making sure that, it doesn't have a catch. Will they be able to get that $25,000? That's what I want to know.
Now, if memory serves me correctly, they're already offering the illegal migrants $25,000 as a loan to help them out. So there's no stipulation on that. But I do notice that now all of a sudden, I guess because of the outrage and the backlash and everyone upset about these illegal migrants being here on purpose and by design, that supposedly they're now deporting them. So I say yes, mass deportation ASAP. Mass
Mhm.
deportation ASAP.
Well, in California, in California, they giving them a loan. I don't even know if it's a loan or they just actually giving it to them. I think it's like $150,000 dollars that they giving each immigrants, to go ahead and get a home. But people are sitting there saying, well, in California, it's very expensive. And I think you and I talked about that last time where, people are saying it's very expensive. You can't find a home of $150,000 in California. But the thing about it, when those immigrants comes into the United States, they know how to live with each other, and most likely they'll put all the money in one pot, and that's how they're gonna be able to grow. So I want to know if we got people right here, and I don't want to go ahead of myself, but I just want to know this question right here. We got people right here on American soil that having problems getting assistance, food stamps, and welfare, and we got people coming, illegal, and they getting those benefits. I don't think it's fair. I don't understand how they can do that.
It's not fair. Um, but it shows everyone that when they say they don't have the financial resources, they can't find the money in the budget, they're concerned about a debt ceiling, America being in debt, they turn a blind eye and they cover their ears and they
Mhm.
make do to find that money to give it away to non-American citizens. I want you all to think about this. When I say illegal immigrants, first thing come to many people's minds are these Hispanics coming from South America. But you have immigrants coming from Europe. You have illegal immigrants coming from Europe, illegal immigrants coming from Asia. It- what do they do to the immigrants that come from Haiti? Don't they put them back on the boat and
Ooh,
send
they
them back
treat
to
them like
Haiti? They don't.
they treat them like the Wild Wild West. You saw that. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. You remember when they was on horses with
Yeah,
cowboy hats, and they
it looked
took
like a
the
scene.
yeah, it looked like the
It looked
Wild
like a
Wild
scene
West.
out of, yeah, the Wild Wild West. It looked like a scene out of Django or Roots,
Thank
the
you.
2023 version. You know they can always kick heavy melanated people skin, heavy melanated people out of America. This is what I'm trying to get to you guys. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for, but the Democrats are not our friends. They have created policies, passed policies that have damaged the black family. They removed the black man out of the home, leaving black women to be the head of the household and raise the kids. Oftentimes, the black woman while raising those kids, really the kids ended up raising themselves because she was off working. I can remember
Absolutely.
what I saw in my household growing up. My mother worked herself to the bone. I was the eldest. We were latchkey kids. Some of the younger kids don't know what that term is. And then I ended up repeating the cycle. I had gotten married, things didn't work out. I mean, we need two parents in the home because oftentimes those kids that are raised by a single parent in the household, they grow up to have resentment against you. Yes,
Absolutely.
there are some women out there that are loose partying, putting men before their children. But there are many women out there that were like me, going to school, working to provide a safe, clean home for my children. But in the end, the children were affected because they didn't have that motherly nurturing, that love. It would have been, my children would have been better served to have both me and their father in the household. Go ahead, Lady D.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. And, that's why I say words are powerful, and we have to be mindful and careful how we use words, because the minute when we hear that the black man is not in the household, the first thing we say, oh, he's a deadbeat. Okay. But we also have to look at it, when it comes to systematic racism, how a lot of this stuff happen, and you and I was talking about it earlier, where back then, just say like in the when my mom them, like the 40s and the 50s, when their time, you didn't hear the stuff that we have today, like the
Mhm.
King era and the Malcolm X, and you didn't hear, how our children, is just going astray, and we got more prisons being built, and the men are out the house. They was intact. They was family. But now you see like now, where are the men at? Where the black men at? It's like it's going to be rare. You didn't see none of that stuff back then. So if you didn't see it back then during the 40s and the 50s, why now, when it comes to the 90s, and now we seen so much division, so many fathers out the home. So quite obvious, like I said, and I say it all the time on my platform, the system is not messed up. The system is designed to do exactly what the system is doing. So when all you see all this stuff, the splitting of the family, it's just a project. That's how I look at it. I'm just gonna blame them, because I know exactly if it didn't happen when my parents knew was they was there, they was intact, their family was intact. Why is happening right now? And it's time for us to get to a solution, right, Misbehaving.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They miseducation.
Absolutely.
Miseducation is the process of educating people in a way that is incorrect, harmful, or poor. We have been conditioned for generations, and it's been passed on to each generation that comes after. When I look at these kids, and I know they're in their 30s and they're grown, but to me, they're kids. These are the grandkids of the crack babies.
Hmm.
I remember growing up, it wasn't celebrated to get drunk or get high. It wasn't celebrated. We know that was around back then, but that was purposely placed in our community. And I'm not just talking about the crack cocaine. We've always struggled and survived. Black men and black women and made a way.
Hmm.
I think there have been, you have social engineering, bio engineering with the drugs, disease being put into the community. You have all these different factors being introduced to our community to wipe us out. When
Hmm.
I say this, I'm not saying it to frighten anyone, but if you just look back, as you stated, I remember when the Black Panthers, I wasn't, I was born afterwards. I was born, what, 71? I mean, they were around, but the Black Panthers were founded by young black men.
Hmm.
They weren't doing what the young black men their age today is doing. Young black men today are getting high, they're drunk, gang banging, being promiscuous. Young black men back then were more focused, and black women. It's just any black male figure that exudes confidence or exudes a sense of power and is able to orate and communicate to the community in a way and such when the community and the people hear his voice, you're inspired, you're encouraged, you are willing to go to war on behalf of this black man. And what do? They gun them down every time.
Could you answer Playmaker 372? She says, I have a question. What party do you think is best for our community?
The Black Party. We should be willing, Playmaker 372, to vote for whoever will serve our best purpose, not just give us empty promises. We need to be sick and tired and fed up of just words. We need to see some action. That's what
Mhm.
we need. We are the one doing the grunt work and the footwork for every other community to benefit from our hard work. The Civil Rights Act, it truly isn't benefiting us anymore. It's benefiting others, mainly white women.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's the question. That's my answer.
Mhm,
Neither party is for us. Neither party likes us. They're playing good cop, bad cop. The
mhm,
Republican Party is letting you know, I don't like your black tail. I'm using you. What can you give me? I may give you something, but then again, I may not. But I'll give you more than what the Democrats will give you. The Democrats are smiling in your face and saying, we are the
mhm,
world and kumbaya. But honey, they are slicing you up behind the scene.
mhm,
They want us, black people, the descendants of enslaved Black Americans indigenous to this land. They want us to be the footstool of every other community. They want
Mhm.
to erase us so they can replace us. By erasing us, it allows them the ability to deny all
Mhm.
of the things that Black people have oh my God, I'm getting tongue tied, contributed to society, what we've created, all of our inventions. If it wasn't for the Black woman, there would be no wealth here in America.
Mhm.
Why do you think they want to run to us? We're supposed to be there forever, mammy. Our ancestors, we was the mammy when they babies, breastfeeding their kids, taking care of their kids while our kids were being neglected. Then they become grown. We're still being their mammy, giving them advice, lifting them up. Damn, if you're laying in a coffin, hell, I bet you they come walk up to your coffin and ask you for some advice, knowing you no longer here on earth. When is somebody going to stand up and speak up for us? We
Mhm.
cannot be all to everybody. We need to be it for ourselves and uplift our community. We can't save the democracy of America until we save the Black community. Go ahead, Lady D. You know I'll
Absolutely,
go.
absolutely. What I think when it comes to the question that she asked, like you said, both of them really does not mean us any good. It's just that one, is a wolf and the other one is a wolf in the sheep clothing. And the question is who you think is dangerous. I'd rather know that you're a snake, because if you're a snake, I'm not going to go and pat that snake or go near that wolf, because I know exactly what that wolf can do, right? But what about the wolves in sheep clothing, the ones that with the smile, the ones that you think that got your back? Those are the ones that will sit there and eat you up alive because you think that those people meant you any good. So what I think, when it comes to a solution is that, first of all, we need unity. We can't sit there and try to start any party if we don't have no unity. It's time for us to come together, just like we came. The minute when Kamala Harrison had called for her sororities, to help her to get some money, less than 2 hours, they said, they made calls and she had got almost 2 point something million in less than 2 hours. Now they saying $500,000. That's right there. Of yeah, half. That's like $1 billion right now. They have campaigned for her. But what if we can come together and pour into our own community and start building? If we quick to say that we don't have no money, we never have money, but if we got money to buy hair weave and beauty supplies, and I'm a cosmetologist, don't you know, just in hair supplies alone we spend trillions of dollars. Go and Google, you will check it out, trillions of dollars just in hair products. And the thing about it is not being poured back into our community. These people are in our community, have businesses in our community, but they're not going to put 1 red cent back into our community. What they are doing is they are taking that money and they sending it back overseas or wherever their people are from. So it's time for us to stop depending on other people and start doing for ourselves. Just like uh, we waiting for this great white hope. Why we don't raise our own people? Why we don't have chapters? We got very smart, intelligent people. That's why on my community tab, I always post successful Black people, and I talked about this all the time. Sometimes it just hurt my heart when we say we invented this, we invented that, we invented so much. But the thing about it is that we don't own the patent. If we will own the patent of all the stuff that we have invented, they will be looking at us as God. They will be bowing down to us. And that's real talk.
Yes, ma'am. I believe Playmaker 372 said, I agree that we should focus on having a collective party of our own. However, I agree there is no unity. And that you're right. And Davita Jane says, even when it comes to jobs, I see a shift happening. They are
Mhm.
systematically trying to stop Black people having a job.
That's it.
And And Davida also says that's why it's important to trust 100% in the Heavenly Father. Amen.
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
think Oh, I think one of the reason that they're also, because I'm noticing it around town here as well, when it comes to the road workers, construction workers. I was driving through a town, and I kept noticing a lot of non-black men working. And I said part of that could also be because they're underpaying those workers.
Mhm.
You know, they can't underpay us because they're going to have to pay us at least what the going wage is. Because when I think back, and I don't want to go off track too much, but remember how when we would always watch these movies and you had all these black American born actors in the
Mhm.
movies? Then, when they started bringing attention to racism in Hollywood, then
Mhm.
all of a sudden there was a larger in there started this influx of British black actors coming on into America, and now they're in the movies because
Mhm.
they know they can pay them less. They're
Mhm.
always going to find somebody that they can pay less because their goal is to maintain the greater profit margin. I'm not saying it's right, but I think that also plays a role as well.
Absolutely. And speaking of jobs, we might as well just go ahead and wipe that out. Speaking of jobs, because most likely the only ones that's going to be in business is the ones that's in the medical field. So shout out to Misbehaving. She might be the only one having a job. But AI, robots are taking over, and sooner or later, they're going to take over your jobs. Go and look at some of these stores. They are using, all these self
Uh-huh. Self
self
checkout.
checkouts, and
Uh-huh.
you know AI is taking over just about everything. And all this right here is Bible prophecies. This stuff, we know it was going to happen. And the thing about it, when it comes to our people, because I'm talking to our people, we are not good stewards when it comes to money. And
Mm-hmm.
we want everything that we see. And some of the stuff that they are making with you in mind. You don't see these white people
Mm-hmm.
going and buying Gucci and Versace and all these name brand stuff. They be at
Mm-hmm.
Old Navy or Salvation Army, but we can't do stuff like that. You see, so they know exactly how to, be good stewards when it comes to money. But when it comes to our people, we don't know how to be good stewards. We are the biggest consumers. We spend trillions and trillions of dollars, but we don't have nothing to show for. And that's our problem until we start coming together. And just like we heard the call when Kamala Harrison came out and saying that she need money to run this campaign, why we don't have to call out and say, look, we need better schools, we need a better hospitals, we need stores, we need more black entrepreneurs in our black community. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to stop relying on the government? And we talked about that. The government is like our
Mm-hmm.
daddy, the dad,
Yep.
and that daddy don't even like you.
Sure don't.
Daddy does not even like you. We looking to sit at daddy's table instead of owning the entire house.
Mm-hmm. You ain't never told a lie. You telling the truth. The only people that are going to help us and save us is us. And we some of us are so lost, so conditioned, so just it's like many of us are walking in a cloud of fog
Mhm.
with blinders on, unaware that there's danger all around. They know that there's danger, but because that
Mhm.
danger has a beautiful face or a beautiful
Absolutely.
smile or whispering or singing sweet nothings to them, they cast that uh what is that? That instinct. They cast it
Mhm.
to the side just for a moment of gratification. I
Mhm.
was thinking of how music,
Oh, that
this
plays
young
a lot.
man,
That plays a lot.
yes, I was thinking about music of how I know how I listen to music, and I think it's how so many of us also listen to music, where we're listening to the beat first. It's the beat that gets our attention and the melodies. And it just does something to me when I'm listening. And it's only after that I've fallen in love with the beat and the melodies that I pay attention to the words.
Mhm.
And when you're younger, I never paid attention so much to the word. I was just reciting because, I used to be a little rapper back when I was a teenager. But as I've gotten older and started paying attention to the words, I started listening to them. And those words, those are words of destruction. I mean, we're celebrating that. All of these negative images. I I don't It's just something. It's hard for me to put the words to it, but we have to do better because we're killing our own community. And remember what you said earlier, we spoke in private? They can sit back and don't have to do anything because we've already been trained and practiced for
Absolutely.
generations, for years, to destroy ourselves. That all they have to do is just sit back and bide their time until we're no longer here, because we're hurting and harming our own selves. We cannot blame the white man. We cannot blame the white man. We are of sound mind. Every action has a consequence. Whatever decision we make, it has whether it be a good or a bad outcome. We are the one making the decision. Nobody is forcing us. But I'm gonna tell you, and some may disagree, but they blame the white man for everything.
Yep.
It's the white
Mhm.
man's fault. It's the white man's fault.
Mhm.
But you guys are going to be surprised. Some of you may. But the greatest villain that there is, it isn't the white man, it's the white woman.
Oh, wow.
It's the white woman. Hmm.
Wow, you gonna break that one down for us. Now that's ooh, that's deep there.
Hold on just a second. Take over, Lady D. Let me do
Okay,
something really
okay.
quick.
Okay. Yeah, we still talking about, when it comes to the jobs, it's time for us to start owning. My motto, if I don't own it, I don't want it. And we all have a gift. I don't care who you are. We all have a gift. We just like it says in the Bible, we all have a measure of something. I don't care if it's cooking, I don't care if it's hair, whatever. We all have a gift, and it's time for us to start figuring out what gift that I have, and it's put it together. And just like Davita said, she's I think she said she got a notary license. All you need is just a vision and just run with it. It don't even take much. People probably say, oh, I got to wait until I do this and I can go ahead and start a business. You guys will be shocked. All you need is some talent, whatever gift that you have, and $75, and come up with a name, and send that name to the Secretary of State or whatever in your area, and you got a business. And it's time for us to have a business, and the way that they keep us in a financial bondage. That's right there is what I call modern day slavery. Financial bondage. That's what I call modern day slavery. What we need to do is figure out what bills, what debt that we got, and start chopping that down and stop going and living like the Joneses and inside
Hmm.
living like the Walters. That's how I look at it. We got
Hmm.
to be good stewards. And I promise you, when we are good stewards, we will be a force to be reckoned with. Don't you know, if we would stay home one day from these jobs, these white collar jobs, that we stay home one day, don't you know the economy will collapse one day? So just think about, if we keep that money in our own community and the things that we can do, we will be a force to be reckoned with.
Hmm. Because we're busy making everybody else rich.
Else rich. Absolutely.
And not us. But I'm a backtrack. The reason I said it's the white woman is the villain in this story,
Hmm.
because women, all women, have that ability where you can sweet talk a man, stroke
Absolutely.
his ego, and you can pretty much get him to do what you want
Mhm.
if you stroke his ego and talk softly and be sweet to him. There's some men that they will love you so much they will destroy the entire earth on your
Wow.
behalf because of your honor. History has shown that white women have gone out and purposely lied, made accusations against children and men that they've been assaulted or violated. Whole cities and towns have been destroyed,
Like a
all
Emmett
based on a
Till,
lie.
a
Yes,
Emmett
ma'am.
Till.
Uh-huh. I was about to talk about Carolyn Bryant. That's that lady's name. Lied, and they found out years later that she lied, and they still didn't punish her, talking about she's old. You know what? It shouldn't matter. But that's why I'm saying she's the most dangerous. She's the
Mhm.
one that carried the children in her womb and give birth. That's where the term she devil comes from the white man has coined her the she devil because she is wicked and wily. A year or so ago, there was this trend on TikTok of white women crying hysterically to this music in the background, and then slowly they would turn their face and start smiling to let you
Wow.
know that they really weren't crying or upset. That was an actual trend on TikTok. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. When the world sees a white woman cry, they run to her aid to rescue her. No one
Absolutely.
faster than a black man. Black man, she's not going to run to your rescue. Stop running to save her. She got enough people trying to save her. When a black woman cries, nobody runs to a black woman rescue. They say that we are insane. We need to be placed on a 5150, put us in the psych ward.
Mhm.
That's the only thing we get for our tears. So I know we are a loving group of people, a compassionate group of people, but it's time for us to be selfish. We have to build up our community. And those of us within the community that don't want to do the right thing, we just gonna have to leave them behind, because if you carry along dead fruit, eventually all the fresh fruit will rotten. So that's why I say the white woman is the villain in this story.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the thing about it, she might be the villain, but the black woman is the goddess, you know. And if she get in her right position and wake up and stop sitting there thinking that, you know, she the bottom of everything, she would know who she is, because without the black woman, it wouldn't be her, you know, it wouldn't be nothing exists, you know. And it's time for us to stop trying to mimic who they are and start realizing who we are. Like I said there and say, you know, we are the mother earth, you know, without us, they wouldn't even survive. We taught them how to shower. We taught them how to sit there and keep, you know, keep themselves clean and look upon themselves, you know, what soap was about, you know, and don't talk about when it was time to nurse the babies. Their own babies didn't even want it to even latch to their breasts, you know, who was nursing the babies. They would get, you know, black people to come in the house and nurse their own babies. And this is not being racist, you know. This is trying to wake our people up, letting our people know who you are. You are the head. You are not beneath, you know. And that's why we can see people, you know, especially our own people being colorist. And we talked about that yesterday on my platform, you know, because that's how the white supremacists had trained our people. Just because you got just a pinch of color, you know, that supposed to be superior, you know, to anything that's dark. But like I said, out of darkness came light. Without darkness, that would not be anything. And it's time for us to stop being so distracted by the things of this world and start educating ourselves and seeing who we are. I promise you, you will be surprised.
Hmm. You're absolutely right. Well, Lady D, I cannot believe we've been up on here for 43 minutes.
Girl, it passed so fast.
It passed so fast, but this is just one of many. Now, I know some people are going to be offended, But hey, this is America. We're entitled to our opinion. You vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you I'm not voting unless I get something in return, because these bills are real and the balance is due. But you all, I need y'all to go check out Unapologetic Real Talk.
Thank you.
Check her out. And matter of fact, I think I may have your link. I think I had went over there. And you guys, I'm gonna drop it in the comment section. And if somebody's in the cloud, you go ahead and click on that. I hope it works. But if not, I have videos of hers on the wall. Let me see, Lady D. There's a unapologetic real talk. I guess you can. Anyway, you guys, you check her out. She has a lot of content. She's beautiful. I'm glad that I met her. She has one of the bombest moderators on YouTube, Country
Yes.
Girl Queena. And I see Davita Jane. I see Nessa A. Hey, Nessa A. But you guys, I really thank you for tuning in, coming to join us. Um, and thank you, Lady D. That's all I can say is
Thank
thank
you.
you,
I
thank you,
enjoy
thank you.
myself. It's time for us. We can't keep holding back. We can't just keep allowing things to just be swept under the rug, and worrying about people's feelings, because these people, I promise you, they are not worrying about our feelings. These people are working overtime. So, we need more stuff, platforms to talk like this, but you know how sensitive, especially when it comes to people, YouTube, but
Hmm.
sometimes you just got to tell it, because this is the type of world that we live in. But I really enjoyed myself, and this hour had passed by very fast. And anytime when you want to talk about stuff like this, trust me, I am game. I am here.
I sure will. I know I'm gonna have to put some moderator sticks on a couple of folks. I'm gonna have to put a moderator sticks in a couple of folks' hands, because honey, I can't be bouncing around like
Yeah.
that.
I didn't think that
I'm
we had no
right
rude ones
here.
in. We didn't have no rude ones in here today, did we? I didn't really see
No,
none.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Nobody was rude. Nobody was
Yes.
rude at all.
Yes.
And I think if they were rude, I would have said something like nice, nasty to them, because I'm a little petty. But it comes with the territory. I know a couple of people unsubscribe, but I don't care. Because, baby, everybody could unsubscribe, and I can have one person or no people, and I'm all right with it. If you want to leave, I mean, you're not open-minded thinker. You shouldn't want anybody to think exactly
Mm,
like you or go ahead and agree with you. You should want to hear somebody's viewpoint that's different from yours.
that's
But
it.
hey, it's America,
That's
and it
it.
is what it is.
And you don't worry about it, because when one leave, God will send two, and maybe that one that left, God didn't even want that person here. So
Oh,
that's how I look at it. I say what I had to
yeah,
say, and it is what it is. We can sit there and talk about all the foolish things in the world. Why we can't talk about something that's going to wake our people up, or something that's going to help our community, right? So I'm gonna
exactly.
go ahead and drop down and let you do your thing. Time has passed so fast. So thank you, my country girl queen. Thank you for coming in and helping us out. I see Nisa and Davita, and thank you guys. Thank you. And also, like I say, go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos, because misbehaving, like I said, she gonna tell it like it is. Okay. So guys, look, I'm gonna go ahead and get me some rest, but you be blessed, my sister, and stay
Thank you.
encouraged.
You be blessed too. I certainly will. Now, if they want the mess, I do a recap tomorrow, because I want to see what this love and marriage Huntsville is about. I want to leave my people to the promised land, but
I hear
we
that.
go.
I hear
We got to
that.
trick a little mud on the shoe, a little mud on the shoe for
Yeah,
entertainment.
yes.
But anyway,
Yes. So all right, be blessed here.
oh, you too, Lady D. You be
Uh,
blessed, and everybody. Thank you, thank you. I
all righty.
definitely appreciate y'all.
All righty.
So let me close my little thing on out and say my little spiel, so we can all go on home. I am your girl, Misbehaving. And the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problem, and real drama. And hey, ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself mad at anything that misbehaving had to say, chances are the devil is you. Y'all be safe in these YouTube streets. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share if you care. Have a beautiful evening. Have a beautiful weekend. And I hope to see you again. Good night.